Welcome back to G.M.T. Today was WWE Clash in Italy. Tonight was great. Overall, I'll give the show a solid A minus B plus. Um, yeah. What can I say? First match was Gunther versus Cody Rhodes. Dare I say that was the worst match of the night, unfortunately. But the other four matches of the night were all high quality. Uh, Gunther versus Cody Rhodes was purely set up for, hey, we're doing this again. And Cody won under, basically, the referee wasn't paying attention because Gunther's leg was under the rope, which the under the rope rule, I get it. Technically, that means you are outside of the ring. Um, but don't mind my hair, y'all. I got it in a ponytail. But I don't like that rule, but the rule is the rule. And so, therefore, they're saying Cody did not win clean, quote unquote. So clearly we're getting Cody versus Gunther maybe at I think Night of Champions is the next one. Which, by the way, that video either may not happen or it may be late. Primary reason, I'm having a kid soon, so that is the day of the baby shower. So that video might not happen. That's more important. But still moving on with the review here. Yeah, Cody versus Gunther. They started off really fast paced. Of course, heavy hitting. It was just. I feel like Gunther should have probably won. I feel like we need a year of Cody chasing the title again versus. Well, I don't think Cody's ever taken a full year to chase the title in a long while since he's gotten it for the first time. Yeah, I don't recall it actually being a year where he has not had it. Yeah, I think we need a year of Cody just chasing the title versus, having the title. Not to say that he's a bad champion. It's just that, you know, I think SmackDown would do better with Gunther as champion right now. But anywho, Cody won. We're moving on to probably not a champions where Gunther and Cody. Guess this would be two, but the third time they will meet. And I predict Gunther will walk away with the title. But yeah. Anywho, going on to the next match, and this match was way better than their WrestleMania match. Was Rhea versus Jade. I know when this match was first announced, way back when, because Bianca was she's pregnant. Congratulations to her again. A lot. We were always gearing up to Jade versus Bianca, but Bianca will not be back in time. Probably won't even be back next year. Makes sense. But the great pivot was to Rhea, but the build to it was so boring at the time. I think it drained everybody out, and I think the build for Stephanie versus Liv was so hype, and that match was trash. So when we got to Bianca versus Jade, I said Bianca versus Jade. I'm sorry, Rhea versus Jade at Mania. That match was better than it had any right to be, and they managed to follow up with it again and made it even better. It had more time for this match. I'm sure we'll see Rhea versus Jade again, but I'm quite sure it won't happen to SummerSlam because I think Jade will enter the Queen of the Ring tournament and win it. And that way she gets a guaranteed spot because Jade has now lost twice. I don't see her easily being able to be putting herself back into the title picture. I think the next person who's going after Rhea will either be. My money is on Blake Monroe, who I'm a big fan of Blake. I kind of want her to win it, but we'll see. Or JC Jane might go after Rhea next. It's between those two. My money's more on JC Jane only because they've already started the feud with Rhea, Charlotte, and Alexa. So, yeah, I think it's back to the drawing board for Jade after this match. But, again, solid match. It started off slow. The match was all Jade in the beginning. Then Rhea picked up some offense, and then it was just consistent back and forth. These two have very good chemistry together. They match very well. I'm looking forward to part 3 on SummerSlam. Next match, and it did not disappoint again. I think it was only like 5 minutes, maybe 7. Oba versus Lesnar. Better than their WrestleMania match already, and unfortunately for our Oba fans, Oba lost. But originally, I only got 2 matches of the night right, y'all. Only 2. One was Rhea, and the last one was the main event of Roman versus Jacob. Everything else I got completely wrong. So I thought Oba was going to have a clean sweep over Lesnar, but we're not setting up for that. It looks like we're definitely setting up for Lesnar Oba Part 3, which I do think Oba will ultimately defeat Lesnar, whether that be for a title or not. I doubt it's going to be for a title, but we'll see. But I want this to be said. Oba losing made Oba look more like a monster than Lesnar. And that's only because can anybody name when Lesnar's ever given somebody 7 F5s? I mean, Lesnar started this match off attacking Oba before Oba could even turn around. F5, 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 F5. Oba kicks out. And then Kimura lock. Oba gets out of that. And then when Oba gets some offense, Lesnar is like shook. It gets to a point where Oba, Lesnar F5s him again. And then he F5s him through the announcer table. And Lesnar was willing to take, the countout victory. Oba gets back up, comes back in as a monster to the point, finally, one more F5 did it. And I was like, yeah, 7 F5s, you're down. You're 100% down. I thought a lot of people thought it'd be over after the 4th F5. But 7 F5s, yeah, Oba's a beast. He came out looking more dangerous than me. So we're definitely getting a part 3 of this. This is not over. Next match, Sol Ruka versus Becky Lynch. I had Becky Lynch winning. Becky Lynch lost the title, y'all. Now, it is time for Becky Lynch to get out of the mid card. As a main eventer, it's time to start moving her back into the main title. Now, as a heel, I'm not sure. Since we're on Raw, I'm almost positive we'll probably get one more Becky versus Sol match, and Sol will retain. But it's time to move Becky out of this. Now, I have a few theories of what they might do with Becky to transition her back into a face. One of those feuds could be, we know Seth Rollins is feuding with the Vision. We know Maxine Dupree is also apparently hinting towards a relationship with Austin Theory. That's how Becky versus Maxine can get involved if Maxine turns heel. I don't know if anybody wants to see that per se, but that is a way that we can get another match between Maxine and Becky. Like, Maxine put on a pretty decent match with Becky, in my opinion. I was a little surprised. I know that's not people's favorite one, but we don't know. Like, Maxine might surprise everybody. Who knows? I look forward to it. I look forward to whatever they do with Becky Lynch. I'm a huge Becky Lynch fan. But yeah, the only other way I could see Becky being impromptu into the main title picture after this mini feud with Soul, it has to be Liv running her mouth saying that she retired Becky that one time and Becky just never forgot it, and it just didn't matter. It's basically heel versus heel, which you can do, and eventually you transition Becky into a face, because Liv is not going face anytime soon, as long as the Judgment Day is a thing. Yeah, Sol Ruka now is our new Women's Intercontinental Champion. Congratulations to Sol Ruka. I don't I don't know where we go with Sol Ruka from here. I don't, as far as next feud, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll probably find out. Well, after Becky, we'll probably start getting more hints of it next. I mean, well, Monday they're still in Italy, so we'll find out. Now, transitioning to our main event. Our main event was Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns Tribal Combat for the world title. This was a very slow but chaotic match. Roman controlled a good portion of the match, but I know there was like rumors going around that Jacob was injured. So same with Soul, but Jacob didn't move like he was injured. But ultimately, pretty solid match. Wasn't my favorite of the night, but definitely solid. Roman retained. Jacob now has to acknowledge Roman Reigns tomorrow night. Well, during the day, because they're still in Italy tomorrow. Raw will be at 2 p.m. So yeah, everything still ended quite solidly. But Solo Sikoa and the MFTs showed up. So we're clearly setting up that feud for probably War Games, or something even sooner. It looks like, and it's also hinting that Zilla Fatu will be joining WWE. So it looks like he might join the MFTs. We'll find out tomorrow night, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, for the most part, This pay per view was pretty solid, yo. I would say if you missed it, please go back and check it out. Again, already better than WrestleMania, which is sad to say, but and the Italy Cloud was amazing. So I'll give it a solid B minus. I mean B minus, B plus, A minus. Definitely go check it out, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.